Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Very warm welcome from Clockwork Courtyard. Hope you're all doing really well. Got a short flow for you, kind of a morning flow. Hopefully should feel pretty good first thing in the morning. Get you set for the day ahead. As always, any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, we're going to begin in a seated position. So make yourselves comfortable. Cross your legs. Find yourself a space on your mat where you feel comfortable, and perhaps just relax the hands, so maybe on the knees or interlock the fingers. Checking in with your posture, try not to slouch down. Think about puffing up the chest, lifting the crown of the head high, and softly closing your eyes. And let's take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. See if on the exhale you can really think about releasing a bit of tension, softening down the shoulders, down the back, softening the skin on the face. And really just settling into this class, settling into the space of your mat and bringing your attention into the room. So that might be paying attention to what you can hear. Maybe noticing any sounds in the room, sounds far away. Might be noticing what you can see behind your eyelids. Notice the darkness. Picking out any colors perhaps. As you pay close attention to what you can see, notice your field of view and how expansive it is. Notice there's no kind of boundaries to it. See if you can pick out any movement as well. And then let's just take the attention a little bit deeper and head towards the breath. And see if you can pay really close attention to it, so much so that you can hear it. Notice whether it's loud or quiet. And then start to notice how the breath really feels for you. So notice in the nostrils, notice in the back of the throat, notice down in the belly or the chest or the ribs. Think about trying to track the entire breathing cycle, so you're following the breath as it comes in and following the breath as it goes out. Feeling your diaphragm engage as you inhale and feeling it soften as you exhale. As you continue to focus on your breath, just think about this groove that is hopefully being set in place, whereby your attention, your focus, your mind is paying attention to the breath and nothing else. Think of tuning into the pace of it. And then just make a little commitment to try and keep your attention there throughout the entirety of this class. Nice one. And just before we get moving, guys, take one final real deep inhale. Try and feel the lower part of the belly, feel the ribs, feel the chest, feel the torso, feel the collarbones with air, and then hold the breath in. And then when you're good to release it, open the mouth and sigh it out. Before gently opening your eyes and making your way to all fours, where we're going to meet on our hands and our knees, bringing the shoulders above the wrists and the hips above the knees. Now let's take the left leg out behind us. Take it long, so you're really trying to kick the back wall with the heel. And flex your foot, so you're pointing your toes to the ground. Extend your right arm out in front of you. Take your time to get your balance. And then just take an inhale to prepare yourself. As you exhale, draw the elbow to meet the knee underneath your chest. And then inhale to extend both back out again. As you draw in, think elbow touching the knee. And as you extend, stretch them out nice and long. So there's an exhale as you draw it in, and an inhale as you lengthen. Couple more times, forehead almost heading into the knee as well as the elbow. Take your time, try not to rush. And then gently lower both down, switch it up. Right leg goes behind you, and then left arm goes long. Think about your hips and your shoulders staying square to the mat. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, contract. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, draw it in. Think about covering the length of the movement with the length of the breath, if possible. And then with control, lower both down and then start to shake it out. So give the hips and the bum a little bit of a turn. Maybe you can bend your elbows. Maybe the head and the neck want to move. Or maybe you want to kind of spend some time warming up your hands, your fingers, your wrists. Before making your way swiftly up towards a downward facing dog. So as the toes hit the mat, you can lift the knees off the ground, suck in the tummy. Think about really engaging your core to lift the upper body nice and high and not allow it to dump down. Now you might find that as you come into your downward dog, you want to keep the body still for a little bit, depending on what mood you're in, depending on how your body feels. Otherwise, if you can feel a little bit of tightness, perhaps you may benefit from pedaling your feet out, shaking the knees, swinging the hips from side to side, maybe giving your shoulders a roll or the head a shake. And then let's find some stillness in our downward dog and take the gaze towards our hands. And let's make sure the fingers are really wide. The hands are kind of on a similar line. And then think about your arms here. So externally rotating your upper arms, wrapping your armpits in towards each other. Now relax the face, relax the head. Looking towards your shins. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Before lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And as you exhale, bend your knee, kicking your heel towards the left sitting bone. Enjoy the stretch, pointing your right knee to the ceiling. And then take a step outside your right hand. Once you're there, lift the right arm. Find your twist, softening your left elbow. Maybe looking up towards your right hand. Before lowering the right hand and stepping lightly as a feather back to your plank pose. Gaze slightly forwards. Let's drop the knees, the chest, the chin, all the way down to the mat. And then find a cobra as we lift the chest, pushing with the hands. From here, guys, push back, bum to heels, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Use the next breath in to lift the left leg. Bend the knee as you exhale. Again, enjoy the stretch. You can draw the right heel down to the ground. And then light as a feather, step outside your left hand. Find your twist on this side by lifting your left arm and giving your back heel a really good kick away from you. You can think of tucking the left knee in towards the chest as well. Before lowering the left hand and stepping back to your plank pose, kicking both heels away from you, gazing slightly forwards, doming the back. Let's drop the knees, the chest, the chin. And then find that cobra pose again. Inhale, press the hands down. Chest up, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, push back. Bum to heels, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Now from here, guys, let's lift up onto the tiptoes of both feet. Think of gently rippling your body forwards so the shoulders come above the wrists. Again, gazing slightly forwards, lengthening spine. Try and keep the knees in the air this time and lower your chest to elbow height. From there, Chaturanga Dandasana, you can think of pushing forwards, coming onto the tops of your feet, opening out your chest and relaxing the shoulders. Push back, suck in the tummy, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Let's do that movement one more time. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, lower the body down, elbows dig into the ribs. Full inhale, push forwards, open out. And then a full exhale as you push back. Rolling over your toes last. Downward facing dog. Take a moment, maybe a long inhale and a long exhale. Before breathing in to come onto the tiptoes of your feet, breathing out to bend the knees and stepping or jumping to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands are on the shins, back is flat. Exhale, forward fold, chest drops onto the thighs. Take a breath in to lift the arms above the head. And as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer in front of the chest. Taking a full breath in to sweep your arms wide, rounded up again. And then taking that breath out as you forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Breathe in, halfway lift. Crown of the head goes long, back is flat. Breathe out, drop the hands, step or jump back. Plank pose. You want to squeeze the bum, you want to engage the core each time you're in your plank before finding your vinyasa. Exhale, go down. Full inhale, push forwards. And then a full exhale as you push back. A downward facing dog. Take a moment. It might be nice to take a long inhale and a long exhale before lifting your right leg up very slowly, gazing forwards, taking a step in between the hands. Let's lift the arms above the head, coming into a high lunge. Make sure your feet are strong, shoulders are relaxed. Let's open it out to a warrior two from here. So the back foot goes down, right arm goes forwards, left arm goes behind you. Let's make sure the right knee's above the right ankle. Let's think about spreading the weight evenly across our feet. And then as you gaze over your right hand, think of exhaling to cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Step back lightly to your plank. Elbows are going to dig in as you go down. Push forwards. Squeeze the bum. Look after your back. And then as you push back, suck in your tummy. Roll over your toes. Left leg can go high. Take a step forwards. Breathe in to lift the arms with control. And then breathe out to sweep the arms wide with a similar control. And then just take a look down at your feet and let's make sure the heel of the left foot is in line with the arch of the right foot. Spread your arms equally, gaze over left hand, and then cartwheel your arms down to the mat. Step back lightly to your plank. Dig the elbows in as you go down. Push forwards. Notice the tops of the feet, they want to be active. And then push back, downward facing dog. Taking a long inhale and a long exhale. Before very gently lifting the right leg up high, taking a step in between the hands, lifting the arms up into your high lunge, and then opening it out to your warrior two. This time, guys, we'll flip the right palm. We're going to lean forwards, reverse the warrior. So the right arm is high, left hand, left thigh. Now just take a moment to make sure the right knee is above the right ankle. You want to think about enjoying that stretch for the muscles in between your ribs. Right arm reaches all the way up to the top of the room. You can take a swing with the right elbow to the right thigh from here. Left arm goes long. Maybe look up towards the left hand. Nice straight line in the left arm all the way down towards the left foot. Some of you may want to take it a little bit deeper by pressing the right hand inside your right foot. From here, gently lower your left hand, press it down next to your right foot, swivel onto the toes of the back foot, and then lift your right arm for the twist. Take the right hand down slowly, and then step back as lightly as you can. Plank pose. Exhale, hover down. Inhale, push forwards, open out your chest, lead with the heart, and then exhale, push back. Downward facing dog, where we're going to lift the left leg up very slowly. Take a step forwards lightly. Breathe in to lift the arms, high lunge, and then breathe out to sweep them wide. Same thing on this side. Flip the palm, reverse it. Enjoy the pose, couple of breaths, and then sweep the left elbow forwards to the thigh, right arm goes long. Now I suggest thinking about rolling the right shoulder a little bit behind you, keep your chest nice and flat. Maybe you can press down quite hard on the outside of your right foot here. Maybe left hand goes inside left foot. Breath is soft. Before gently lowering the right hand, let's place it down next to the left foot. Swivel onto the toes of the back foot, and then find your twist here. So left arm goes high. Now try not to lock out your right elbow. Keep it soft. And then lower your left hand with control. Step back plank. Exhale, hover down. Inhale, push forwards. Exhale, push back. A downward facing dog. Take a moment before lifting the right leg up to the ceiling. Now as you bring your knee towards your nose, this time think about exhaling, and then inhaling to kick the leg away. Exhale, thigh comes in towards the chest. Inhale to find length. Third time, knee all the way in towards your nose, dome the back, and then step forwards in between your hands. Breathe in, lift up the arms, and this time, bring your hands to prayer in front of your chest. And we're going to find our warrior 3 position, standing onto the right foot. Left leg goes up behind us. A little bit of balancing. As with all balancing, guys, think about your gaze. Let's lock it in to something stationary in front of you. Maybe you can think of a soft bend in the right knee might help. Think of flexing your left foot and maybe opening out the chest to the front. Feel free to take any variations as well. You could extend your arms behind you, out to the sides, or out in front. Before very slowly lowering your hands down to the ground and then sweeping your left foot to meet your right foot. Now when they touch, bend the knees and find your chair pose. So the knees go bent and the chest lifts up high. Take a look down at your feet. And let's make sure that the weight of our body is all in the heels rather than the toes. Chest comes up, stretch out the core. Before exhaling, forward folding, stepping or jumping back to your plank. Digging the elbows into the ribs as you go down. Push forwards, relax the shoulders. And then push back, roll over your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a long inhale and a long exhale. Before very slowly lifting your left leg and then bringing the knee towards your nose. Weight of the body comes forwards before kicking it away. Try and kick the ceiling 2 more times. Knee comes in and then heel kicks away. As you come forward, think about the tiptoes of the back foot. Think about your back being domed and then step lightly in between the hands. Find strength in the feet to lift up the arms and then bring the hands to prayer. Weight comes through. Think about your counterbalance. How much weight do you need to bring forwards? How much weight do you need to keep behind the standing leg? And also remember to open the chest. Back heel wants to be kicking to the back wall. Crown of the head wants to be extending to the front. Maybe take those variations with your arms again. Before very lightly lowering the hands down to the ground, sweeping your right foot to meet your left foot, bending the knees, chair pose. Think of turning your little fingers in towards each other, broadens the back. Think about lifting all 10 toes off the ground. And think about breathing slowly. Now when you next exhale, forward fold, step or jump back plank. Elbows, dig them in rather than splaying them out to the sides. Push forward, squeeze the bum, and then push back, roll over your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a moment. Long inhale, long exhale. Now as you inhale next time, let's come onto the tiptoes of the feet. Bend the knees as you breathe out and step or jump to the front. Shuffle the feet together. Bend your knees, find your chair pose. This time bring your hands to prayer and we'll take a little twist. So right elbow is going to sweep outside the left knee, twisting to the left side of your mat. You can think of stacking the left elbow directly on top of the right. You can think of drawing your right knee back behind the left if it's sweeping around the corner. And breath is soft. Before gently releasing it, hands go down, sweep the arms back up to your chair, and then bring the hands to prayer, and then take the twist on the other side. So left elbow outside the right knee. I'm going to think about the bum being low, but the chest being high. Again, maybe look into your knees, left knee, draw it back behind you, left sitting bone, draw it back. And then gently release the hands. Inhale, lift the arms back up to your chair, and then exhale to forward fold. Step, jump, back to your plank. Hold it here. We're going to place the right hand in the middle of the mat, and we're going to roll onto the right side of the right foot. Left foot can go on top of the right foot, side plank. Now feel free to drop your right knee down if you want the support. Otherwise, let's keep it in the air. You can lift the left arm up to the ceiling. You can think of lifting the hips really high, and then maybe even take it further by lifting the left leg off the right. And then with the utmost control, let's come back to our plank. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left hand comes into the middle, roll onto the left side of the left foot. Right arm goes high. You can think of squeezing the bum, Squeezing the core. And then with control, come back plank. Exhale, hover yourself down. Full inhale, push forwards, open your chest. And then a full exhale as you push back, sucking in your tummy all the way to your downward facing dog. Take a moment, long inhale and a long exhale. Before tiptoes of both feet, bend your knees, step or jump to a seated position so you can cross your feet, plop the bum down, and then extend the legs out in front of you. From there, flex your feet so the toes are pointing up to the ceiling and you're kicking your heels away from you. Let's take an inhale to lift the arms all the way up. And as we breathe out, forward fold, hinge at your hips. Chest smothers the thighs. Maybe bend your knees quite a lot to help that. You can think of looking over your toes, keeping your chest open, rather than looking down at your knees and curving and bending your neck. So we want to keep the back and the neck flat. We definitely want to keep the breath soft. And we want to think of this pose as trying to create space in our spine, lengthening out the back, rather than getting into the calves or the hamstrings primarily. Nice place to close the eyes. Just notice how it really feels. Think of breathing into those deep sensations. And then with control, let's extend the arms out in front of us and hover down onto our backs. Slower the better, more control the better. Lower the back of the head onto the ground. And then straight away, let's roll the knees into the chest. We're going to grab hold of the backs of them and start to roll forwards and backwards. Bit of momentum along the spine. You can think of massaging out the back. Cover the length of your spine if you can. And then we're going to end up in our boat pose, balancing on the bum, Navasana. So you can think of squeezing your thighs in towards each other, and then maybe lift up the feet so your shins are parallel to the mat. Now notice your lower back here, there's a tendency to kind of dump down. Can you puff up the chest? Can you lift the crown of the head high? Spread your toes, and then maybe even release your arms and hold it here for a moment. Not only engaging your core, but think about your quadriceps. Squeeze them in. Adductors, muscles inside your legs, draw them towards each other. And then maybe even challenge yourself by coming to a low boat, keeping the back off the mat and keeping the legs off the mat. Think about pointing your toes long in front of you and then maybe extending the crown of the head long behind you. And then see if you can come back up with control. Hold it here for a moment before gently lowering yourself down. Softening the body into the mat. Take a satisfying breath in through the nose. Let it out through your mouth. Slowly bring the left knee towards your chest. Let's draw the knee in towards the armpit. We'll take hold of the outside of the left knee with the right hand and then sweep the left arm wide, coming into a twist, taking the left knee over to the right with the right hand. A key focus point here I would suggest is your left shoulder. Keep it stuck down on the mat. Then maybe glance over to your left hand. Close the eyes. And enjoy 4 or 5 slow, soft breaths. Keeping your attention locked in to not only your breath, but also locked into the sensations that this pose is creating in you. Maybe the compression of the twist, maybe the stretch of the glutes on the left side, or maybe the ITB can feel it. Wherever it is, make sure your attention is smothering it. Coming back to center, extend the left leg. Let's bring the right knee up to the chest and then do exactly the same thing here. Finding that position whereby the right shoulder is touching the ground. Think right elbow, right wrist, also kind of rooted. You can think of length in the straight leg, so really kick your left heel, in this case, away from you. Think of length in your neck. And as we did on the other side, maybe look over to your right hand here, close the eyes, and enjoy 5 or 6 very slow, very soft breaths, tuning in to what is going on in the pose. No rushing whatsoever. Allow the body to soften into this twisted position each time you exhale. Before very gently rolling onto your back and then bringing both knees up towards your chest, where we're going to grab hold of the insides of the legs. We're going to open the legs out wide, preparing for our happy baby. Keep the lower back on the mat if you can. Lift the feet nice and high. Grab hold of the insides of your thighs. Grab hold of the insides of the feet if they're accessible. Don't force it. And then maybe just use your hands to draw the legs, draw the feet a little bit closer down towards the mat, going deeper into the opening. Take a roll as well. It might be nice to massage the back. Release tension, iron out any creases. Use the body for that free massage. And then if you wanted to go a little bit deeper into it, maybe grab your big toes and see if you can straighten out one leg to the side, bring it back in, and then take the other out. Maybe do both legs at the same time. Before coming back, knees into the middle, let's wrap our arms around our legs. Grab your elbows. And again, one final moment just to kind of take a roll, take a massage. Before gently, with control, take care as you sprawl, as you extend your legs, your arms, creating the widest Shavasana pose you can. A final place of rest. It might be nice to close your eyes, take a satisfying breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. And let's just spend maybe a minute or two softening down and completely letting go. So just perhaps taking your attention to your legs. So notice your ankles and see if you can let them feel really heavy. And as you scan through the legs, notice the muscles in the calves, the muscles in the thighs. Just see if you can soften them down, completely let go of them, let them sink. Allow the pelvis, the hips, the bum, the lower back all to kind of melt into the ground as well. And as you move on up through the upper body, notice the blood flowing through your body. Can you feel it kind of moving around? Can you feel that energy, whether it's going quick or slow? Maybe you can notice tingles in the skin, sort of pressure points, any little twitching. Think of letting go of your arms, let the back of the head feel heavy, and soften the skin on the face as well. With the eyes closed, allow your body to sink just that little bit further into the mat. Each time you exhale, you can just let go of a little bit more. And enjoy a short while to let the body catch up. Just making sure that you are aware of any kind of distractions or interruptions mentally. Any thoughts that do pop up, just try not to engage in them. Let them drift off. You can very slowly let your attention creep back into the backs of your legs or the backs of the arms. Any skin that's touching the ground. This is the back of the head. Perhaps take a couple of slightly deeper inhalations. And then it might be nice just to extend the arms above the head. Enjoy a full body stretch, finding some length. As you do begin to move, just notice how the body feels. Hopefully slightly re-energized after that Shavasana. You can take care as you roll to one side. And take care as you lift yourself back up to your seated position. Where we will hold it just for a moment and finish where we began. Perhaps closing the eyes. And just enjoying the opportunity to do nothing but pay close attention to how you feel. Pay close attention to any changes in the body, in the mind. And also just pay close attention to your breath. Follow it in, follow it out. And of course, not forgetting to thank yourself for your practice. Thank you for making the time. And thank you for letting me guide you. Gently bowing to close, seal. Namaste. Awesome stuff. As always, any questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, have a really great day. Take it easy.